I'd like to say hello and welcome you into the space, whether you're here live or joining later on the replay. I'm Julia from Transmissions of Light, here with this month's Channeling Live, and I must just apologize for being a few minutes late getting on. I've actually just been at the hairdresser's getting my hair cut, and I got back a couple of minutes late, so my apologies if I have kept any of you waiting. And I'm delighted to be here to share what it is that the beings of Absolute Light want to bring through for us at this time. I actually haven't had any, sometimes they give me prior information as to what is going to come through, and sometimes they don't. Today I haven't heard anything in advance, so we're just going to go into a state of meditation and connection to our hearts, and then see what wants to come through for the people who regularly watch this channel and the Ascending Collective at this time. And so if you are able to, I invite you to close your eyes. And if you're driving or you're busy doing something, that's fine too. You can always come back to it later, or just bring as much presence as you are able to the listening with whatever it is that you are doing at this moment. And then taking a moment to center through the breath. And as I'm doing that, what I'm receiving first is that actually people's higher selves want to come through, either as a collective, or if you are here on the live. I know there's not so many people here, so it doesn't offer the opportunity for many people. But if you are on the live and you would like to have a mini higher self message and you would like to put your name in the chat, they are saying they can also answer those. So I apologize for not letting you know about that in advance, because I didn't know that was what they were going to be bringing through today. But if you do happen to be here and you think, yes, a personal higher self message would be good, Timo would, just a hi is good, and then just to confirm, yes, I'd like a message, just so that I'm really clear who would like a message and who wouldn't. It's lovely to have you here, Timo. Thank you, and to everybody else joining. First, I will bring through a message for like the collective group of higher selves, from the collected group of higher selves. And that will just give people time to put it in the chat too. So there's kind of two parts to what they are bringing through. First, a recognition of how tremendously far individuals have come on each's soul path, and spirit journey is the way that they are referring to it, which means navigating life in such a way that you engage with the challenges presented in front of you in a way that is enriching for your soul and helps your soul to grow and evolve. And there's been such a lot of that within this particular group of souls, they say. So they really want to just commend each of you, us, for that just determination, which maybe at the human level we didn't even realize we were doing it, but a very much a determination to stay very true to self in many cases, they're saying, which means that you've been less swayed by, people around you and what they want you to do, and have been more able to live your truth. And they see that as being very important at this time, and very important for going forward from here, because they are saying that from some camps there's going to be like a move towards more sameness and uniformity and less variation of the individual. There are going to be some that are attempting to like smooth down, round down the beautiful, brilliant edges of our creativity that make us uniquely us and different to anybody else, which is very much how the soul light expresses. So like a rounding down of that, so that basically there's less originality and the corners are dulled, and we all become a bit similar. That there are going to be some who are trying to create reality in that such a way, going forth from this point. Particularly they say for anything up to 7 to 10 years. And so it's very important that we not only continue to, but even more so than you have to now, to really trust your inner truth and your inner knowing. And so that is the main message that they want to communicate to the group here. By the group here, I don't just mean the people on currently listening in real time. I mean, the people that it will reach on replay as well. And then there's also a slight message more in the background. They're not pushing it forward as much. It's not so urgent and important for us to know this, but there's a sense that in some cases people are a bit reticent, usually within the workplace or with people that you know very well and might not like you to change, in really revealing that truth. So even though you're not necessarily conforming to what people, groups of people or society would ask of you and expect of you, so they see that as a very positive, there's still a sense that you're not really letting that entirety of the beauty and the light that you are really shine forth. And particularly around certain groups, in some cases individuals, but more groups of people. So it might like be family or colleagues and co-workers, or old classmates that you've known forever, and they wouldn't really understand the new you kind of think, and so you hide, and it's like you're putting on a skin of the former you for the duration of the time that you are with them. And so they would like to ask the group to really be conscious and aware if there are places that you are doing that, and as much as you are able to notice it in the moment, and then to release it, to make the conscious decision that's, that's not who I am, and I want to show up in my truth as my authentic self, but not just my authentic self, like in all the aspects of me, and in the aspects of me that are most important to me now. So I am really sharing from that level, and for what I'm currently, really vibing towards and passionate about and interested in. And it will open up some interesting conversations, the higher self is saying. And maybe, some people will be very dismissive and, not believe a word that you say with relation to this kind of spiritual journey that we're on. And there may even be some resistance and some pushback and some, trying to tell you that you've changed. But the collective group of higher selves believe that each is now return to wholeness to such an extent that you know that whatever people say, you can just let it flow past you like the river water flowing past. Don't need to take it on yourself, and instead can use it as an opportunity to really congratulate and honor yourself for having had the courage to really step forward more boldly in your truth. So I guess if I was to summarize what they're trying to say now, it is that to really step more forward more boldly in that unique authentic truth of you, and let that be shown and displayed is the word I'm hearing, but not displayed in a like putting it on, like it's not like you don your spiritual self. It's not displayed in that sense, because of that, of course, that wouldn't be very authentic. It's more like you let that authentic you that you are just be revealed in the way that you are interacting in the conversation, or what you are choosing to do in the time that you have together. And as a result, the true nature of who you are at this time point in your life is displayed to people. It becomes more visible. They can see you for who you are now. And I am seeing a snake tongue as I am saying this. And it's like a dividing line, but not dividing in the sense of between people, between up to this point and then from now, like a temporal turning point, division, but more just a turning point. And just like the snake has its own very own skin and colors, and each is also individually patterned. It has a very unique, they're telling me, I don't know that much about snakes, but a very unique pattern and coloring and so forth that is unique to the individual snake. Then that's what they're asking in this temporal turning point going forward from now, that's what we ask to really, they ask us to really let that to be visible and either appreciated by the people who get it. It will really help to gather to us those who are not even just of the same vibrational frequency, but also those who are sharing a common desire to explore certain things in reality, whether that be spiritual community, or that be more dance or art or music oriented, the more that we can really reveal that truth of who we are, the more we will be able to gather with others. And then it will also be an inspiration, they're saying, for those who are on the verge of embodying themselves more authentically and being a more authentic embodiment of their truth as they walk in the world, as they see others doing it, and being okay in it, being safe in it. They might get we might get a couple of negative comments here and there, but we're safe in our truth. We know ourselves, and that's enables us to really ground in our truth and be very yes, safe is the word I keep getting in the presentation, in the embodiment of who we are. So the people who are a bit more like hanging back and they're not quite sure if they're confident enough to really embody that authentic soul that is coming through them, and that they do sense coming through them, but it will require them to be a bit different in interactions with people than they have been up to this point. As they see each of us standing more boldly in that truth, it really enables them to have the courage and the determination to do the same too, they are saying. So it's a way that we can also really be a force for positive good and positive influence in the groups of people around us. And so that is what the collected group of higher selves would like to say. I see that we have Kirsten on here as well as Timona. So hi, Kirsten. If either of you would like a personal message from your higher self, do just put it in the chat there. And if you feel good at the minute, you feel like you've had a lot of connection with your higher self, and you know where you're at on your journey, and you don't really want any extra information, I will take us into some activations, but I will just give it a minute there just to see if anyone types anything in the chat or not. Okay, so thank you for the love, both of you. And then Kirsten, you would like to have a short message. Okay, let's see what wants to come through for you. And to anybody else joining, there is an opportunity, if you would like a message, mini message from your higher self, do feel free to ask. So for you, Kirsten, it's very unusual or amusing almost, because your higher self is kind of like laughing in a really big laughter kind of way. And I believe this is to do with the fact that that which you had to some extent been like not looking at, or very slightly, they're saying you're actually very good at going into your shadow when it comes up and looking at, but there's something you've kind of been slightly pushing under or pushing away from your view, and then that has kind of all come up to be explored. And so your higher self wants you to remember that they are with you in the uncovering of what this is about and the exploration of it, and you can ask them to tell you what something means if you're given a sign. Or there's a very much a sense that finally, yes, it's up. The thing that needed to be seen, to be revealed, is now, how would like, out there. It's there. It can't be avoided any longer. And so on a soul level, there's actually a great deal of fulfillment around that, because it will allow for a greater state of evolution, more love embodied, and help you to connect more with the divine internal truth of who you actually are, not who the human thinks we are. And so the other thing that I am seeing is like hungry birds in a nest, baby birds with their mouths opening, and this is the people waiting to receive your gifts. You have so much. It's not even potential, because you've already activated it and you're already able to use it, but just not reaching enough people. And your higher self would really like you to. You don't need to expand your gifts. You've got all the gifts you need. Just expand your reach of who they are reaching. There are people that can so uniquely benefit from the unique balance of who you are as a person, and then the spiritual and intuitive gifts that you bring through, they're saying. And so, where can you meet more of these people, be more in service to these people? That's what your higher self would have you have. Not it's it doesn't, like, there's not such an urgency about it, but it's like, set it as an intention, have it there, and then see what source kind of moves to bring these opportunities forward in greater abundance for you. And then the only other thing that I did see when I was showing the first part of the message was like a swallow darting around, very light, very joyful, not feeling burdened. So if there's any way you're feeling weighed down, like there's a load on your shoulders, responsibility, weight, heaviness bearing down on you, is there a way that you can bring that more into joy, like the swallow darting around from roof rafter to roof rafter? So that is what your higher self would like to share for you today. And I can't at this time see that anybody else wants a message. So for now, I am going to go ahead and also bring through a little bit of energy and activations. I will just check back at the chat at the end, just in case anybody has put their name in there. So once more, I'm inviting you to close your eyes. I'm just asking each to set the intention that you will receive whatever it is that serves your own individualized highest ascension timeline at this time. So that is the energy that they would like to bring through for us today. I hope that is a blessing for you on your path at this time. I must say, I felt, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks, 2 months. I haven't really been paying enough attention to the date, but that the energy is coming in, or when I'm being activated by the energy, is coming in a slightly different way sometimes now. In the past, I haven't had so much that I get a physical rush of heat in my body, whereas I've experienced that several times lately. I wonder if anyone else has been experiencing the energy in the same way. I've actually had the opposite, in the past, more probably, that where I would more get a sudden coldness in the body. But recently it feels that when the energy is very high, there will be a quick passage of heat through the body, which can either last or can actually just, also evaporate and disappear very quickly too. So I do think it's really I feel that there is really a lot going on within our physical vessels, with the energies coming in and being very activated on a very deep physical and cellular level. And so I do want to just remind everybody to really take very beautiful, good care of your beautiful self and body. I can see, Timo, there that you put that you would like a message there. So I will bring through a message for you, of course, too. And anyone else, if listening live, if you would like a message from your higher self, then of course do please feel free to put it in the chat. But I've just realized that I was just about to share about a beautiful offering that we are going to be bringing through from the middle of this month, from July 20th, for 40 days. I have decided with the beings of absolute light that what we want to bring through at this time to really support the collective ascension path is a 40-day forgiveness journey. And this is the culmination of various things. At first, really, how big a part forgiveness has been in my own journey, both self-forgiveness and forgiveness for others. I know it's always a process and we can always deepen more into forgiveness. But I feel like whenever I have been able to open my heart wider, deepen into more forgiveness, that whether in shifts in my own perception, my own way of interacting with the world and experiencing in the world, or actually in the physical world around me, that is really where I have seen what I would tentatively like to call miracles unfold. So I do feel like being in the energy of forgiveness as much as we can, it opens up the space for different energies to come in, and for more of the ascension energies that are coming in to really land and integrate into our own physical vessels. So I feel like at this pivotal time on our timeline, that this can be a really important practice for us to engage in. And so it's coming from that place of sharing. There will be various of the higher dimensional beings stepping forward. We've already had the dragons and Merlin and Mary Magdalene stepping forward to bring through clearing and releasing activations to support people who decide to step in opening your hearts to a greater degree of forgiveness. And then we will also be working with 3 Reiki activated prayers each time. And we'll just come together for about 20 minutes a day for 40 days, most of the time live. If I need to be away from home, I will send out a pre-recorded video, which might happen 2 or 3 occasions, but all the rest of the time just coming together live every day for a short space of time to really ground and integrate that energy of forgiveness into our psyche and into our vessels and into our lives, and allow for the universe to take that shift that is occurring within us and bring it forth in beautiful ways in which more abundance and miracles abound for us, and also for the people that we're centering our forgiveness practice on. And so I want to make this as accessible as possible for people. So for the entire 40 days, we are asking an exchange of $55. If you would like to step into that and be a part of that 40-day forgiveness journey, I'd love to have you with us, and I will put the link there in the description box. Then I'm going to go on and share a personal message from Timo's higher self. If anyone is now joining the call and you would like a message from your higher self, please make sure to put that clearly in the chat so that I know I have your blessing, your permission to bring that through for you. So first, Timo. And again, I sense that your higher self is very both satisfied with, but also like quietly excited about the level of progress that you have been able to evolve into at this very pivotal time. It's not just a pivotal time for the collective. I'm getting that. I don't know whether this would be to do with your astrology or a very pivotal time for you personally too, in terms of like a soul chart and when transformation unfolds within that. And they are just clearing, excuse me, around the third and fourth, so the solar plexus and the heart chakra, on your behalf. And that will continue, they say, for about 2 weeks. And then the other thing, in terms of chakras that they want to say to you, is the throat chakra, opening it up. They want you to speak up a lot more. Not giving further information on exactly what that refers to right now. Something about not being in rejection of the more aggressive or driven. Driven is probably a better word, because aggressive has a negative connotation, masculine quality to you, because they're saying this is actually a really a good quality that you have. And You don't always need to be like in the kind of receiving state in the terms of course, you always want to be in the state to receive abundance and so forth, but kind of like waiting for messages to come in. When you have like a clear knowing, you can use that very clear masculine driven energy that you have to move forward on something, and then the support will come in afterwards, and your connection to what your soul wants to bring through you is clear enough that what you are becoming enthusiastic and passionate and really feeling that drive behind is soul aligned. So to not, I guess, not to hang around, to not kind of be like, oh, well, I need to wait till I'm absolutely sure that I'm getting my intuition's message right, and to trust the early signs that are given to you rather than waiting for more and more and more. And so to trust the early signs that your intuition or the universe or nature gives you, and then to go and to commit that like driven forward, very and the clean cut, moving forward with precision and accuracy, but also with speed, that kind of masculine driven energy that you have within you. And other than that, it's really just a complete affirmation of how much love that your higher self has for you. It sees the beauty in who you are now. It's not somewhere else to get. You are complete. In the soul's eyes, extremely beautiful, just as you are. And so that is what your higher self would like to bring through for you right now. And then apologies to those of you who may be listening on replay and thinking that you would have liked a message if you'd known. They didn't actually let me know in advance this time. Sometimes they will say in advance, let's do a individual messages session this time round or this month. But this time I didn't have any full notice. So my apologies for not being able to share about that in advance. I truly hope that the messages for the group of higher selves, or from the group of higher selves, has served everybody here, and that your individual messages have brought you clarity, Kirsten and Timo. And I want to thank you all so much for being here. Hope that you have a beautiful and blessed rest of this month, and look forward to connecting with you again very soon. With much love from my heart to yours. Thank you so much.